Hi guys, here we are. It's Saturday. We're off to Castle. You can see it behind us. Can you see it there? Yes, we're going to have a good old trip around there. And
We'll show you around.
Some old Swedish kings used to hang out around there. So we'll
See you later.
See what it's like. Okay, we're slightly closer to it now. Like you can see in the background, it's actually perched on a hill overlooking a rather large lake. And some nice boats there. Okay, we've just got this far and then we follow this sign. It's a Läckö slot. Slot is castle, so it's Läckö Castle, and this is the way we go to get in.
That is the castle.
Tomorrow. Sorry about the noise, by the way.
Yeah, I think they have an event tomorrow and they are preparing all the stuff there. And this is what's going on probably tomorrow. It's like a music festival.
What date is tomorrow?
So let's get in.
We can go to that way.
That is the lake again, but a different lake. That is the stage that they're building for the event tomorrow. And that is the castle.
Okay, this looks like it used to be some sort of defence, a bit of a moat protecting the castle, because there's water all the way around the rest of the side. It's the only land route to the castle. And as you look out down there, you can see a Viking design driven little ship, but it's driven by a motor these days. Can you see it there? Good. Okay, let's carry on up to the entrance. You can hear us crunch on this footpath again.
Yes, a lot of.
We'll walk on the grass, it's quieter.
So we're gonna go inside there. It's very, very old, I think. Need a little bit of paint.
Yeah, I expect it's been painted a few times.
Yeah.
Here we go. Through the first entrance. An archway through very thick walls. And, into the initial courtyard. Before you pass through the regal entrance.
We're going to the toilet first. See you later, guys. We just went in and going upstairs to meet our guided tour. This is hard work. Oh my goodness me. Too many steps. We manage here.
We don't actually know exactly. So that's like one of the things we don't know about this painting, unfortunately. But perhaps it's some kind of building that has a connection to the wall. they did. They played really beautiful music, but they had no noble titles, they were no special people, they were just regular people playing music. And therefore they were supposed to sit behind those high walls or tall walls there because they were not supposed to see what was going on down here. And below those balconies you can see two cabinets, and that is the place where all the wine that was drank during these dinners were held. So I'm not sure if all of the wine were supposed to fit into those two, because you could drink a lot of wine during these dinners, up to 5 liters per person, so that's a lot of wine. So maybe someone was supposed to refill these cabinets with the wine during the dinners. But you could also eat a lot of food during these dinners. It could be served up to 35, 40 courses per person. So the people ate a lot, and it was a symbol to show wealth in different ways, to be able to serve your guests that much food. And another symbol of this hierarchy that I was talking a bit about, connected to the musician balconies, is the angels that we have in the ceiling here. Because you can see there are 13 angels, and they are holding different objects. And this angel over here, that one is holding a crown. And the guest, which had the highest status or the greatest title, that guest were placed over there, as close to the king as possible. And then when you walk down the hall, the lesser status you have, the lesser status you have, the less in the hierarchy you were, even though you were a noble person, and the more far down in the hall you were placed. So the hierarchy in the 1600s were really a thing, and many people were really using that in different ways, and also through these different symbols. So right now we can walk right into that door into the next hall, so you can just follow me.
Where do you want me behind it?
Was there a special door for the musicians?
So right now we are in the Hall of Peace. This hall is supposed to show the Westphalian peace that were the end of the 30-year War in 1648. And as you can see in the ceiling here, we have two goddesses kissing each other. It's the goddess of justice and the goddess of peace. And that is then a symbol for peace in different ways. And right below the ceiling you can see different paintings of different men, and these men were peace delegates in different ways. They were sort of helping and talking to each other to make the peace reality. And as you can see, there are some portraits over there and also over here that are missing, and we actually don't know where those portraits have gone. Someone thinks they've been sold, someone says that they have been just lost during the history, so we actually don't know. But actual paintings that are in here, we have here also a painting of the king Gustav II Adolf, and behind me here we have a painting of his wife Maria Eleonora, and together they got their daughter, who later became queen in Sweden. So we have Queen Christina over here on the big painting next to the door, and this is the part of the story where Magnus Gabriel, the nobleman I was talking about earlier, comes back into the story, because he, as you can see on the picture there, he and Queen Christina had a really close relationship. They were good friends, and she, among other things, let Magnus Gabriel marry her cousin, Maria Christina. And a famous sort of happening in Sweden at the time was when Queen Christina abdicated, and then she let her other cousin, Karl X, become king in Sweden. And Karl X were then a sibling to Maria Christina, and then Maria Christina, who just married Magnus Gabriel, became a princess. And among other rooms, it's the princess's bedroom we will see later in the tour, and also the couple's private dining hall, because Magnus Gabriel and his wife were living here during the 1600s, and that's when he sort of did all this beautiful stuff that we see on the paintings and everything in the castle. Or he didn't do it, but he hired some people to do it for him, because he really cared about his castle and wanted it to look good. And before we continue on to the private living space, we can take a step into the next hall. Austria was one of the countries that the part of Sweden was fighting against in the 30-year war. Therefore, it seems kind of weird to have a hall dedicated to an enemy in a Swedish castle. But that was exactly the reason why they did this room, because they wanted to portray their enemy as really strong and really powerful in order to kind of raise themselves to show that they were really strong, that defeated this strong enemy. So we can see the men up here are different warriors that were fighting for Austria. And on the fireplace here we can see half-god Hercules painted, and he looks somewhat defeated and he's looking down a bit to the floor. And they then wanted to portray these men as a half-god, which they had defeated, and therefore this hall was some kind of egoistic way to lift up yourself. And another detail in here that you might have seen in other rooms if you've thought about it is the number of the fireplace. In this case it's 165, and that is the room number. So on almost every fireplace, or sometimes on the walls when there are no fireplaces, you can see a number, and that is then the room number. So in total in this castle we have 248 and a half room. And why you sort of did a half room, I don't know. Maybe you wanted to lift that number up as far as you could to kind of brag about that you had 248 and a half room in your castle and not just 248. So if you walk around and see more fireplaces in the castle, you can see more numbers. And another detail in here is that door over there and also this door over here. They are completely just for view. They don't lead anywhere. They are just for view, because this room was supposed to be symmetric with one door in each of the corner. So they are completely fake and doesn't lead anywhere. At the same time as we have two windows over there, two windows over here, and therefore the room is also symmetric in that way. So that was really popular during this time, during the 1600s, that you wanted symmetry in your rooms and in your buildings. So you can also take a look at that during the tour or whenever you walk in the castle. And as we can see here, the wall painting in here is kind of ending kind of abruptly here, and that was because the reason Magnus Gabriel raised the roof on the third floor, which we are on now. He let the roof to be raised so he could have higher ceiling or bigger, larger roofs. And he also made sure that the fourth floor that's above us were built. So he really expanded the whole castle and really wanted it to look as big and as good as it could. So when we now walk through the next hall, you can take a look at the wall paintings in there. They are from the 1500s, mid-1500s, so they are a bit older than when Magnus Gabriel lived here, so they have been found afterwards. So take a look at that, and now we will go to the princess bedroom. So everyone's here? Perfect. So right now we are in the princess bedroom, and as you can see in the ceiling and also around the bed here, we have beautiful paintings and beautiful details, and they really wanted it to show that there was a princess living here. And we can also see the big windows and everything. And in this room here, it's very bright and a lot of windows and glass were really expensive at the time, so they of course wanted to buy as much glass and windows as possible to really show off their wealth. And this room was the princess' private praying chamber, because she wasn't supposed to go down to the church on the courtyard with normal people. She was supposed to be able to pray on her own in her bedroom. So the portraits in here, on the left of the door is Magnus Gabriel, and the people during this time were saying that he was the most beautiful man in Europe. And, I guess you can create your own opinion about that, but that was the people's opinion at the time. And to the right of the door we have a portrait of Maria Christina, and here to the right of the fireplace we see her a bit older, and then she also has this blue and white thing on her back to really show that she was royal at the time, since she was the princess. And also in here you can see the room number 172. And another small detail in here is this little door right next to the bed. That was it is said that it was used as an old kind of snack room to store all your snacks that you were eating, because you ate snacks during the 1600s as well, even though maybe they didn't eat candy or potato chips at the time, but some kind of sweets they had, so they were stored in there. And when we soon continue through this opening, you can see to the right in that corridor, you can see a staircase following down, and that was the staircase down to the kitchen part of the castle, where the people who worked here could easily walk up and down to the bedroom to serve the princess who was living here. So this room was supposed to be really expensive and really show that there was a princess living here. So with that said, we can continue on to the dining hall.
So you can see here. So these are stairs, and they're going there.
To the servant.
Yeah, yeah. So the servants.
So right now we are in the dining hall, and even though this room is also very expensively made and very beautiful, it was more of an everyday place to be, and when it was not a big party down in the King's Hall where we started this tour. And this piece of furniture up here is a napkin press actually, but this one is actually not working, it's just for show. It was a really expensive piece of furniture back then, and from old archives you can see that Magnus Gabriel had a napkin press in his dining hall, maybe or probably just to show off his wealth, to be able to show off that he was able to buy something like this and then just have it standing just for showing off. And the real one that was actually used, because the people who worked here didn't really stand and press napkins or work in the dining hall, they were working down on the second floor in the kitchen parts of the castle. But the real one that was actually used is standing down on the second floor, where you can also see it if you want to. And it's a bit more, not that nice of looking as this one. And this really big cabinet over here is a Hamburg cabinet, because it has its origins from the German city Hamburg. And you can take this apart actually, you can remove the top part and then you can split it in the middle. And that was the purpose, because they used these cabinets somewhat as suitcases, because when they traveled through or between different castles and different places, they put all their belongings into these cabinets and brought them with them. And to be able to fit them through the door, or maybe to be able to carry them, you were supposed to be able to then take them apart, so they were easier to take with you. And we're happy that someone have invented a bit of easier way to travel with lighter suitcases, so we don't need to travel with these big cabinets when we travel through the world. And another detail in here, we have a smaller cabinet over there behind the glass walls. That was used to store some kind of small stuff that you gather when you were out on trips or adventures, so such as stones or shells or things that you collected. And then you can open these small drawers and show the things you collected to your friends. So it was some kind of old photograph album. And the red material you see on the drawers, that's actually a turtle shell, probably very expensive. And a last detail in here on the fireplace, we see two statues. And as you can see, the right one is a bit bigger than, or larger than the left one. And the one to the left is Magnus Gabriel, and the one to the right is Maria, his wife. And since she was a princess, she was royal and he was not, they wanted to portray her as a bit larger, as a symbol for that she was a princess and he was not royal. So that's a bit interesting detail to see, because you can really see that she's larger than his statue. And with that said, we can continue on to the next hall, through that door and also through this door. So right now it's time to conclude the story about earlier, Karl X was ruling Sweden for a time when he was king, and we see him on the portrait there. Unfortunately, he died really early. He died at 38 years of age, and then his son, who was supposed to take the throne after him, was only 4 years old and a bit too young to be king in Sweden. And you can see Karl XI here on this side of the fireplace. So then they sort of did a temporary solution where Magnus Gabriel became a temporary ruler or slash king in Sweden, but he was not king, he was just ruling all the political stuff. And as you might have understood, he really wanted to spend money on maybe not so important things as a napkin press or something like that. So he spent a lot of money on different things that were maybe not so important when you were ruling a country. And when Karl XI then became king when he was 18 years old, he realized that Magnus Gabriel had spent really much money on maybe not so good things. So then he made sure the great reduction were going through. So different noblemen and people in Sweden were then supposed to kind of give back all their wealth and different castles and so on to the crown, back to the state. And Magnus Gabriel then had to leave his castle here on Läckö and give it back to the state. And from around the late 1600 to beginning of the 1900s, the castle here was more or less empty. Some people came here for some years and then left and so on, but no one stayed here so long that Magnus Gabriel and his family did. So the castle was empty, furniture was sold, and it was just standing here alone. And then in the beginning of the 1900s, the state took over the renovation and the restoration of paintings and so on, and started to build this castle up again to what it has once been, and all the furniture and everything are a collection from the state that's been put here. And for around 100 years now, people have come here to Läckö to take part of the Swedish history that's stored in here, and come here to listen to us when we talk. And all of you are a part of that today as well. And with that said, I would like to say thank you for listening, and if anyone have any question, I will be here for a while, and feel free to ask me any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this another, would that be another suitcase?
Yeah, another really big suitcase, exactly.
Do they take that as well?
Sorry?
Do they take that when...
Yeah,
If they
probably.
went to elsewhere,
Really?
all servants have to carry this.
Yeah.
Yes.
What wood do you reckon this is?
Hard.
Yeah, I know, but what is it?
I wouldn't know. Anders would know.
What kind of wood is this, Anders?
Walnut and
Walnut.
oak is popular.
Oh,
And that's the third floor.
All of this is the old antique stuff, and you cannot touch it. The lady told us not to touch anything.
Bigans Brulo, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Converse school. Oi, Converse. It's old. Converse. Klassiker kurser och Converse-skor.
How many vacuum cleaner?
This is the 101.
A little bit scary, guys. Oh my goodness me. This is like what?
Here we can go there. Uy, hindi kami nakapunta dito. Ay, sorry. We can go there, then go around.
Sobrang dilim. Nakatakot.
Oh, Cyril.
206 fireplace.
She's a bit daring.
Yeah, it's scary.
No, daring.
This is 207.
Yes, it's the
209 fireplace.
You have that is this one.
So many cabinets, but it's all beautiful made. And this is 213 fireplace. You must not touch anything of it, Uncle Nigel.
Okay.
You must not touch.
I don't touch things.
It's nothing here, it's just full of chairs. And this is the 214 fireplace. And what is supposed to be this room?
Oh God, no. Movable loose furniture becomes common in the 17th century, especially chairs. Now came the fixed upholstery and the idea of having a dozen chairs in the dining room. Really modern and wealthy, decorated with matching walls and chair covers of gold and painted leather. Probably it was the saddlers who started. Yes. It's Count Prosper. It's his bedroom. The bedchamber was a lavish room to receive guests in. See here, Count Carl Stiren's gilded parade bed. That's what the bed is. Okay, this is the chamber of Count Axel della Guardi. The naked bed reveals the simple construction. It used to be concealed by colourful silk damask in the bed canopy and decorations. In heavily faded. Fabric that remains ostrich feather like. This one is Count Pontus della Guardi's chamber. Carl XII slept in this bed when he visited Läckö Castle. Here you can imagine billowing fabrics and a canopy, but left are the pom-poms, the icing on the cake. chairs and cabinets.
Yeah. 223 fireplace. They love their cabinets, aren't they? What's this, a scary room?
A bit of modern art in here.
You hear that, guys? So creepy.
The Book of Wonderland. This is the Book of Wonderland. And we hear the music now when you go through there. Yes, open that out that way. This one. This one.
Update even kijken. Goed zo. Eventjes zo. Een boek met foto's.
This is beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Gorgeous.
My name is Kirsty Mitchell. I'm a fine art photographer from Surrey, UK. For the past 6 years, I've been working on a deeply personal series called Wonderland that is created in memory of my mother Maureen, who passed away from a brain tumour in 2008. It is almost impossible to put into words what this body of work means to me, or the person it is dedicated to. My mother was an English teacher of over 30 years. Her life's great passion was storytelling, literature and books, the way that art and photography are for me now. After I lost her, I needed a way to block out reality. She was my best friend. I felt I needed to do something that would celebrate who she was as a person, and creating this project as a book intended in her memory was how this journey began. To be honest, I prefer to call myself an artist with a camera as opposed to a photographer. The reason being the enormous amount of work I have to go through before I press the actual shutter. I design and hand make all the costumes, props and sets. In some cases it can take up to 5 months to produce every element for one single image. Sometimes the photographs are directly linked to the tales my mother read to me. They are inspired by the illustrations, the titles, the memories I have of us reading together. But nothing I make is a recreation of anything that already exists. I deliberately wanted to produce works that people would project their own ideas onto and lose themselves in, each being a visual fable within their own right. The narrative of the Wonderland series is best described as a crossover between fantasy and my personal journey through grief in the real world. My biggest problem is I'm a perfectionist, but for that reason it means that the photographs that I produce are the absolute best, the maximum that I can push myself to. And for that reason, despite how long they take, it also means I'm incredibly proud of them. The books have been offered at 3 different levels: the standard book, the box limited edition, and finally the very special collector's edition. The special collector's edition is really the ultimate for any serious fan of the series, and a complete indulgence on my part. It is extremely limited, as it will come with a bespoke solid bronze sculpture of the White Queen's Key.
Here, 20 barit.
Oh, this is the opera.
126.
Yeah, we're on the 2nd floor. And This is 126 fireplace. So many fireplaces in this castle.
Dance. Niklas, Berlin, wir haben es schon lange.
Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Very Art Deco.
You call it Art Deco?
I think so. But it's beautiful though.
Must be Bacchus.
What is the word? Ota. This fountain. Yeah. It's nice, that one. Yeah. We missed the fun.
A bit spooky. Oh my god, that makes me scared. A bit scary. Tapos lumalangit-ngit pa yung mga sahig. Can you sleep here, guys?
Okay, here we have the, well, there's a model there, there's a nice little dog. Looks like it's real, it's not. This is where the servants used to carry out various different activities, like preparing things for the meals. This is a napkin press, so they made sure that the napkins were nice and flat for the royal guests in the royal dining room. And there's a weaving machine over there. They used to do some weaving as well. And they used to have cabinets that contained all the cutlery and plates and glasses for the gentry. It's a cabinet probably used to contain ingredients for dishes that were cooked. Right next door, because next door's got some bigger oven, or effectively so what we might call it back in the day, an oven. Okay. Right, this is where the servants would have their meals and do the cooking for the gentry.
And look at the peasants, and what is that? Chicken?
Fowl, pheasants, chicken.
Oh my god, this woman is staring at me.
Yes, it's very realistic.
Yeah,
She said, "You're trying to steal my apples."
yeah.
When this was more winter, all the time was the hair was white. So
Yes,
it's,
changes,
it's also a bit different hair, but
And that's the cooker. This is the cooker then.
Yeah, this is where they used to do the food. Not sure what that is. I appreciate it. Silverware. Used for serving. To make it look as if they've got loads of money. They're very, very rich.
I thought it's a mirror, but it's not. It's another room.
Can't see, don't trip over it.
Oh my god, this is beautiful. OMG.
Yeah, shiny, shiny.
Yeah. My god. There's some more rooms in there. A hidden room, yeah.
Everywhere.
I just wonder how do they kept all of these?
They weren't used in this castle particularly.
It could be it's like
They're
replica.
They're not even replicas, they're just collections
Uh-huh.
collected from around the country mostly, and displayed here.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
yes, some have
Drinking vessels.
the
Oh, this is cool.
another cabinet was the Laganis.
It's nice, this one. What's your...
Another fireplace, number 83. And this little tiny hole. So we'll finish our tour inside the castle. Just we're gonna go inside.
Oh,
And this is the souvenirs if you want something. Sweets. And this is where you put the candles in it. That one. Is that real wool, Nigel? You,
yeah, that's
real wool.
fur.
Yeah. books. We can't buy it because it's in Swedish. Candles. Oh.
Yes, the well down the water.
Oh, yeah, it's the well.
Uy.
Fresh water down there.
And this is,
And that's through the, I made that
Yeah,
through
yes,
the
like
rocks.
yeah.
it's from the lake, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like our kitchen. Oh yeah. This one. I think that this one's really it's hard. You're making pastel. It's very good. It's good. Good food.
Special day, Christmas day maybe.
Those at the front must be the super rich ones. That's it, called super.
Yeah, the rich people sit on the front. Is that right, Uncle?
Yes. The more
And the less
royal
richer
you are,
right to the end.
the more noble you are, farther down you get. And we'd be out the door.
Yeah, outside the
We'd be standing at
door.
the back.
We are outside the door.
But there's some really important people up there as well, I think. Isn't that narrow?
It's a bit scary.
There's
För beställaren av dessa mästerverk var inga kostnader för stora. Vapnens tillgång
here we have a collection of various flintlock type weapons, pistols and rifles. They're all of the 1600 sort of era where they used flintlock to set fire to gunpowder and shoot.
Här har vi en dubbel
Ja, heavy ball.
tillverkad i Tyskland runt år 1600. Stocken är av ädelträ med
Some
vikor av
quite
graverade
ornate.
figurer. Lägg märke till lås. Ett dubbelt hjullås med en gemensam avtryckare. Genom att trycka in en knapp baktill på låsbläcket får man det bakre låset att fungera. Hjullåsbössan uppfanns på 1500-talet och höll sig aktuell i ett par århundraden.
Some of them used to be used for hunting, of course, and not just for.
Att landa en hjullåsstudsare
making
kunde ta
war.
mellan 2 och 3 minuter. Först skulle krutet hällas på, sen fördes kulan ner med en
What's that one?
Skottvidden var runt 80.
I think
That's a bit weird.
It's a bit old, a bit like a blunderbuss because it's got a huge.
En jägare hade bara ett skott på sig.
Yeah, they are weird.
Även om bytet var i sikte och skytten duktig var det ingen garanti för ett fällt byte. Man räknar med
Very ornate and intricate status symbols sometimes.
Det är troligt att dessa känsliga vapenjuveler som ni ser på utställningen användes ganska sparsamt i
The
jakten.
16th century hunting weapon.
Annars hade vi fått samma inblick i svunna tiders adelsdrömmar om den perfekta jakten.
Another beautiful night. It's a little bit windy. Be careful.
Yeah, I don't know where's the other hut.
Another baby. Honey bumblebee. Oh, look at so many tomatoes. Are you allowed to pinch one? Yeah. You see the tomatoes, it's so big and it's a bit stripy, so we don't know what variety this tomato here.
If you borrow one,
But you're not allowed to.
take those tips.
You're not allowed to touch
can grow
it.
your
You're not
own.
allowed to pinch one, Uncle Nigel. So behave yourself. Naughty uncle. This is a mixture of vegetable and flowers. And this is actually a beetroot. Again, you're not allowed to touch anything or pinch anything. Yeah, this is. Yeah, that's the one I don't like.
You're not like that.
No. No. Yeah, look, there is a that's ready to be picked. To dig it.
What you
See this? Look, it's so big.
the,
Don't use this. No, you use that.
okay.
You see it there?
If I boil potato, I shall not take that.
So many of them. And there's I think it's a lake there behind the beetroot. Yeah, look. So many.
Du var på väg. Du var sagt EU.
It's like narrow at some points. There's no flowers. Don't know.
Yeah. We don't know what the name of these plants, but some of this is for salad. Yeah. Lettuces.
Bedding flat.
Right, we're going up another part of the garden. Here. Oh, sa mga gustong umaura, pwede kayo dyan. It's nice to have a prenup here under the so beautiful. Yeah. Them two is doing a lot of photographs together. Aura sila ng aura. That must be Venus, the goddess. I go more vegetables and flowers and who's there? Hello, Uncle Nigel and Anders. Feeling bakasyonista. It's a blue sky today. Lots of cabbages. And hello again
Yeah, hello. We've come to the end
of our tour.
of the tour, so
I hope you enjoyed it.
it's been a bit strenuous walking up and down steep stairs in this castle,
Yes.
but we can take it.
Yeah.
Just to put it together just for you.
I hope you didn't get bored.
We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a long one, this one. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you
Take
later.
care. Bye for now. Love, love, love.